Peace to all of you who truly love Jesus Christ. In Ephesians chapter 5, Paul tells us that there are certain things that should not even be named once among us. Those who are saints of God, those who are filled with His Spirit, there are things that should not be named once among us. Fornication and uncleanness, filthiness, whoremongering, all of these types of things should not be in you. These things should not be coming forth from your heart if you are of a pure heart, which are those who will see God. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. So, these types of things should not be coming from the heart of a true follower of Jesus Christ. And I see today that, because it is true that as Christians, we can stumble. We can, out of ignorance, do things that displease God. And we do have an advocate with the Father to cry out for forgiveness. And He's merciful to forgive us. But if you are doing these sins unto death, fornicating and idolatry, loving the world. The word says that if you love the world, then the love of the Father is not in you. So there are sins that should not ever be done by those who follow Jesus Christ. It was the same way in the Old Testament. There was none who didn't sin. But there were certain sins that if you did, you were dragged outside of the city and stoned. These were sins that should never, not once, be done. And it's the same today for those who follow Jesus Christ. There are certain things once you are born again of God that you should never do. And that doesn't mean that if somehow that you have done something like that you can be forgiven. But if you are falling into these types of sins, fornication and, the sins unto death that are listed, covetousness and all of these types of things, then you should be questioning, are you in the faith? That's what Paul said, to examine yourself. He said, do you not know if you are in Jesus Christ? Because you can know by the fruit of your own life. Test the fruit that is coming forth from your heart. And if these types of things, these sins unto death are coming forth from your heart, then I can tell you that your fruit is bad. And Jesus said that bad fruit cannot come from a good tree. And that good fruit cannot come from a bad tree. So your fruit will expose you to others and to yourself, so you can know if the Spirit of God is in you. And I wanted to expose this because Satan has a lot of people believing that we are all sinners. We are all, all of our works are as filthy rags. That this type of sin is okay with God. He'll just, forgive you for that. But not that kind of sin. If you're doing that kind of sin, it shows that you are of your father, Satan, who is a liar and a transgressor from the beginning. So I wanted to give this message to warn anyone who is in that kind of sin that you have to do your first works of a true and godly sorrowful repentance so that you can be set free from the bondage of sin, from the bondage of and the corruption that is in the world through lust. You haven't been set free yet if you're still doing these kinds of things. Be blessed.